Hi, this is Travis with Two Brothers Adventures. Today I'm going to be talking about the Coghlan's Flint match. We're going to review this against our standardized checklist for fire starting devices. For more information on that checklist or on this video series, check out the video link we'll throw up on the screen now. Alright, so first we're going to talk about packaging. This is the actual Flint match. The way it comes packaged is in this little case, and it's actually inside of this box that's inside of here, so we pulled it out. This comes bubbles wrapped, or has plastic over it on a card. So that's the packaging that it comes in. It comes with tinder. We're going to do a separate future series on tinder, so check out that future series if you're interested in the tinder that comes with this. But today we're going to focus primarily on the Flint match, or we are going to focus on the Flint match. The way this works, on the outside it's a plastic container. It has a ring on here so you can attach a lanyard to it or onto a necklace. It has a ferro rod on the side, a small ferro rod if you can see that. And then the match is actually encased inside this plastic. It unscrews and has an O-ring washer, and that's because it keeps water out as well as it keeps fuel in. So before you use this for the first time, you're going to have to fill up the reservoir with lighter fluid. So we just used standard lighter fluid. You fill up the reservoir about 3/4 of the way, or a little bit more than 3/4 of the way. And when you pull out the Flint match, there's actually a piece of steel here, and if you can see, there's a wick that pulls that lighter fluid out, and this is the mechanism that will catch on, and that's why they call it a Flint match, is because it'll burn like a match. So how this works is you can take it, you want to make sure you not tip it because it's got fluid in there, and you strike it down the side of the ferro rod, and it lights like a match. I haven't used this a lot, so I don't really have a lot of experience with it. And you get a nice good flame. You can blow it out, or you can also put it back in and it'll go out. So that's how that works. As far as burn time, really it's infinite. You can burn it until the fuel burns out or the wick component burns out. So we're not going to do a test on burn time. We're going to go ahead and move into the water test. So for the water test, what I'm going to do is, for the first one, which is the Dampness test, I'm going to take this water bottle and give it 3 sprays. I'm going to do it a couple different ways. The first way I'm going to do it is I'm going to do it enclosed like it is now, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull it out, the Flint match, and actually do 3 sprays, and we'll see if it'll light that way. So first I'm going to give it a spray, and I'm going to hit the ferro rod on the side. Then I'll pull this out. This is all waterproof in there, so see if we can get a spark. There we go. There we go. So definitely will light. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip this so it's got some fluid. I'm going to give this 3 sprays again. See if we can get this to light again. So there we go. So definitely passes the mist test. Next we're going to do the dip test. I'll do the dip test sealed up. Shake it off. Pull the match out. Getting good spark. There we go. So it definitely passes the dip test that way. Next I'm going to do the next dip test. I'm only going to dip the Flint match. If I dip this reservoir, it's going to get water. That's why the O-ring, it'll get water in there and contaminate the fluid and make this ineffective. So I'm going to go ahead and dip the match in here first to simulate, and then I guess this will be a simulation of if we accidentally dropped it in the river or a puddle or whatever. See if we can still get this to light. So pretty impressive. Definitely passes the dip test. So for the soak test, we're going to go ahead and let it soak for 2 minutes. But because of the way that this is meant to be stored, and the way you would be carrying it when you would get it soaked would be sealed, I'm going to go ahead and clip it to this weight on the little ring that's attached. I'm going to get a timer. And I'm going to start it and let it run for 2 minutes, and then we'll pull it out and give it a test. Okay, we're coming up on the 2-minute mark, so I'll pull this out when we hit 2 minutes. Alright, stop that, pull this off, shake this off. I'm going to blow it off too, so we try to get, you can see the no water with that O-ring. I'll go ahead and pull the match out, and we'll give it some strikes here and see if we can get it to light. So there we go. So we were able to get it to light, so it definitely passed the 2-minute soak test. Next we're going to do the one-handed test. So for the one-handed test, the way, I guess the easiest way I can think of to get this to work one-handed is we're going to have to pinch this and hold it in between something so we can unscrew it and then strike it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my 2 boots here. I'm going to pinch, unscrew it one-handed. Pull it out. So definitely passes the one-handed test. I'm gonna blow this out, and we'll go ahead and set up, and we'll do the wind test. Okay, for the wind test, I got a fan set up down here at the end. It's a 3-fan device with yardsticks. So I'm gonna go ahead and light this here at the end of the yardstick, and then once I got it lit, I'm gonna move towards the fan and see how close I can get towards the fan before it actually blows out. Okay, so we got it lit. I'm gonna move towards the fan and see how close we can get. Still a little bit of a blue flame. So 31 inches is where it blew out. We'll dip this again, and we'll just do that again one more time. So pretty windproof. Not windproof, but pretty with that fluid on that wicking. Seems to burn pretty good. So 27 inches. So definitely a little bit wind resistant, so pretty impressive. Okay, for a wrap up on the Coghlan's Flint match, I failed to mention, I missed on the checklist, the price. We paid $6 for this, so that's what this cost. That's what we paid for it. As far as the tests go, it passed the mist dampness test. It also passed the dip test and the 2-minute submerged or submerged test without problem, and it was also fairly wind resistant. So while it's not windproof, it did pretty well in the wind. So this is definitely a really inexpensive, light little package if you don't mind carrying fuel or you don't have fuel. Another also kind of unique or nice thing about this that we didn't really talk about is that if you happen to be out of fuel for whatever reason, this is still a somewhat effective striker you could use to strike if you needed to or whatever in a pinch. So if the fuel does run dry that's in here, you can still use it as a striker in a pinch. So definitely something to look into if this is the type of device you're looking to carry.